Natural Hits Productions, and I'm sitting here chilling with Shaquena and Baldhead, whole laughing libations. Check it out. Slaps and libations, slaps and libations, slaps and no shame, slaps and libations, 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 slaps and no shame, slaps and libations.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 66 of Laughs and Libations. I'm your girl, your host, creator, comedian QuenaHorace. My co-host, Baldhead Phillips, will be in a minute, y'all. I promise y'all. We got a great show for y'all tonight. We have comedian. Hold on, let me get my co-host. What's up, mister?
What up, lady? What's good? What's good?
Nothing much. Look, I just
Yeah.
already ready.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Let me see something real quick. I want to make sure I'm signed in the right way.
And he done kicked himself off. Now, ain't that something? That's a shame. But y'all, we got a great show for y'all tonight. We got comedian Tyler Chronicles. He's a comedian. He's a host. He's a showrunner. He's a roaster. He's an entrepreneur. He's an all-around chameleon. Y'all want y'all to welcome comedian Tyler Chronicles.
All around chameleon. I like it.
Hey, Tyler, what's up?
What's happening? What's up with you?
Nothing much. Thank you so much for coming to play with us tonight. We know you busy. We know you got a lot on your plate.
Oh, no, I appreciate y'all. I just seen Baldhead kick himself off.
He always kicking himself off of him. It's nothing new.
All good.
He'll be back. But I would want to say thank you so much for coming on here. I've been wanting to get you on here for so long.
No doubt. I'm glad we can make it work. I had just got back. I just flew back in today from Tampa.
How was that?
Oh yeah, it was cool. It was hot as hell, but it was dope. We was at the Tampa, Funny Bone now. They used to call it Tampa Improv, but now it's Tampa Funny. Oh, there you go.
My bad. I had to end of the chat the right way. You know, it's ridiculous. Tyler Chronicles, my longtime friend, you lousy bastard. I ain't seen you in so long.
Baldhead, what's
Fucking
up, man?
sad. What up, dog?
How you been, man?
Oh my God,
Man,
this
I
about to
can't.
be a long night.
I can't complain. I can't complain, man. I'm hanging in there, man.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
sir.
down in. I'm still down in Atlanta. Don't nobody know I'm down here though. They don't be calling me. They don't be seeing me.
I'm about to say I just don't see you, but I'm not out that much anymore in Atlanta either. So you could have been out, and I just missed you though.
Yeah. It be. You know, it's like everybody be down in Atlanta, but you don't run into them till you go to Walmart and Target. Nigga, I ain't know you still down there. Yeah. I'm stay down.
Every time I see somebody, I be like, "Where you staying at?" They be like, "Nigga, here." I'm like, "How long, man?
Why
I'm here
the hell
about
they
8
keep
years."
jumping in and jumping out?
That's
This shit keep
hilarious.
jumping in and jumping out.
Oh,
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
man. I'm hanging in there though, man.
good to see you, man.
So yeah, man. Welcome to the podcast. I'm sorry I'm late, but hey, I'm here. Shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, it's crazy you late when your clock is fast. You should have been.
Yeah,
You
my
should have been.
clock is. I don't even what that clock on military time, and I ain't never been in the military. I was in a gang, but I don't even know what time it is in this motherfucker.
That's hilarious.
Oh shit.
Well, yeah.
This man said I don't like bald head.
So what do
But
you got? I don't know if she asked you what do you got going on now? Because I know you was doing the radio. You do so many things. You got
Yeah.
so many talents. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got myself fired from the radio. I went on ahead and did. Yeah, man. I had to go
what
ahead and
did
do
you
it.
do?
Man, they was all right, so I'm gonna try to make this story. It's a long story, but I'm gonna make it as decent as I can. Try to cut out the fat. So when I first get the job, they make you sign on for 2 years. And first of all, I was grateful for that job. Living in Atlanta, I know that's V103, the morning show. is, that's highly coveted. Is people that are from the city that want to be on there, and people that have been, working at it for a long time. A lot of people don't know I interviewed for that job for about 2 years, about 2.5 years. Yeah, like Tigger would bring me up there to the radio because he was doing afternoon, and I would do that. And finally, COVID hit, and it hit right on time. It was like, we about to go into the studio. We can have you in. All right, bet. So we do that. They say you got to sign a 2-year deal. My manager was like, "No, we're gonna sign a 1-year deal because the money wasn't what it was supposed to be. So then we can renegotiate second year." All right, bet. So it was Big Tigger, me, and then it was supposed to be Delicious, right?
Right.
Delicious declined somehow, some way. It took a long time to decline. They ended up getting my girl Miss Basketball. Now we getting into it. I'm doing everything. As a comedian, you work on the radio. They got you doing everything. I'm producing stuff. I'm writing the segments. I'm coming up with parody songs. Y'all know how it go. So,
right.
But I'm invested. I'm like, this is cool. Like I said, this is an amazing opportunity. This thousands, maybe millions of people that could hear me on the radio on the way to work, whatever it is. So I'm taking advantage of it. So I'm doing all this shit. And fast forward to one of them days that we like talking. Oh, she's telling me she about to buy a house, and she ended up telling me how much money she was making, and it was more than me. Yeah. So I said, "Oh, okay." She ain't do it on purpose, but I think she felt we was getting the same thing. What happened was the money they had left over for Delicious, they ended up just giving it to her. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
But me, man, shit. I ain't no hood nigga, but I'm from the hood. I'm gonna go on the radio and say something about it. I'm getting paid the third most in this room, and I'm doing the most shit. Like just kind of like throw some shit in. So they have a little meeting with me or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but also, nigga, didn't lie. I didn't lie on the radio. I told them. So come down to it, it's about a month before I'm about to re-up for my second year, and they call us both in the office. Well, they call me in the office, and I meet a nigga for the first time. And I'd have been fired so many times. I know when you meet a nigga for the first time at the job, he here to fire you. I've been here 11 months and never met this nigga. It's up for me. So I say, yeah, I'm gonna go to my office real quick, grab all my shit before they even try to fire me for it. Because I peeked in there and seen like the play because it was a Friday after work, and that was some whole shit too. Niggas made me work the whole day Friday, knowing they was gonna fire me. We got to get there I got to get there probably 4:45.
4 in the morning. Yeah, I used to drop my wife off to work and turn right to y'all.
Yeah,
because she worked at one of these plants, and I was like, let me check Tyler and them out because I used to drive back home was probably like 30 minutes. Yeah. I get my laugh on, listen to some music, check my boy and them out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I'm in there at 4:45, man. And by the time I get to motherfucking it's about 2:00 by the time I even go in for the meeting. So they held me there that long to tell me I was fired, bro. So, but I knew I was gonna get fired when I said that on air, but whatever. So that's what I mean when I say I got myself fired.
Most people that I knew that were on the radio, they got tired with, and was that Clear Channel?
So they got purchased by the time I was there. It's this thing called Odyssey, but that ain't even a thing no more. Like they went bankrupt. They've been sending me shit. So yeah, but yeah, I know people had some with Clear.
I had a chance to be on the radio at Clear Channel. One of my mentors, he died, and Tony Schofield got me to meet the main dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, because I think the main dude got Tony down here on KISS. But anyway, they was like, you only have one slot at night. And I can't remember if it was every week, but they was like, you got to be more dedicated to this than your comedy. Because we could call you in. But I was like, man, I'm a road comedian.
Yeah,
and at the time I was selling weed like a motherfucker, so I didn't give a damn. Like y'all ain't gonna make. I'm gonna make way more money than y'all, but so
yeah.
I wish I could have did it on a different level, but I still feel I made the right choice.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah,
Everybody I know, everybody I know that usually was on the radio, they say that. Yeah, I got myself fired. And then they tell the story why. I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, because that shit, I done seen people in there, they basically have lost their life. They're just kind of like stuck in one kind of position because there ain't that many positions in radio. So people like they're like open. Well, that's why I said I appreciated the chance because I know it was motherfuckers in there mad at me because they've been trying to get that job for 20 years, working as an intern, working their way up type shit. So yeah, it's tough. So I'm glad I got to do it for the year that I did. It was cool. Right. It was kind of boring though. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, y'all, what
when you went live?
What was going on with the podcast that y'all was on? That podcast, with you, Ronnie George.
Yeah.
It was a couple of y'all. I love that shit. That shit was funny.
Yeah, we still got it going, man. It's called More Than Culture. Everybody check it out, man. It's me, Ronnie Jordan, Kamal Secret, and Remo Rob, man. We've been at it for a while now, man. A good little while. So we still post every it drops every Friday on YouTube and then on Thursdays on Patreon for our Patreon people. And we put extra stuff like our set and our stuff. We put extra stuff on our Patreon, like, we'll have a set or, or 15 minutes worth of comedy, or we'll go to the house and smoke and just kick it and talk some shit about comedy specifically, and then put that on Patreon because a lot of our Patreon people just like comedy specific. The podcast is more about whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
As a comedian, I found out when you with them friends, the camaraderie of friends, a camera is needed all the time.
Yes, it is.
Because we be talking about shit, man, and they be like, damn, why we have a camera?
That's basically where it kind of started from, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like we wasting time. We could be doing something with this. We all got individual fans, and then we get them collectively and see what we can make out of it, bro.
Right.
I told Baldhead one time, I said, if me and you be in the club together and something pop off, I hope it's a camera and I'm gonna fly behind that counter. Fuck that wheelchair. I promise you. That wheelchair get beat up. Fuck all that. Get the camera flow and maybe behind the bar. That's it. I'm good. Stupid.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, and I'm starting to ask all comedians this question. What state of comedy? What is the state of comedy with the internet situations and the stand-up situation?
So for me, it's like this. I know I don't think it's so much anymore, but I know there was kind of a rift between true stand-up comedians and niggas on the internet,
Right.
There's a difference to me. Now, most of them aren't comedians, a few of them are. And I know the ones that are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I seen them down on their dick in the open mic, but they come their ass back and work on their jokes and write shit. Like even I remember DC Young Fly when he first started. He would come up to my spot at Cloud9. He'd have his notebook and he'd be writing every single day. He'd be talking to me, talking to Rodney Perry, like really into the comedy game. A lot of these social media comedians end up, and I don't blame them, they end up getting booked early before they can get into the game. And can you blame a nigga being young and, like being funny already? Everybody think you funny. And somebody like, I got 10 grand for you. What the fuck you think I'm gonna say? Yes, sir.
Well, if I don't know nothing funny, I'm gonna run around and tickle everybody in this motherfucker.
How long you need, sir?
Yeah, that's it.
So that put them under a lot of pressure. So there's only a few of them that actually, go, like I said, go through the ringer and get it how people say you're supposed to. But at the end of the day, there's not even that many of them that are successful enough to be working in the clubs every single weekend. So I think it was a moot point to complain about, them doing the clubs when it's only, especially with black ones, there's only like 4 or 5 of them that was, doing clubs out of the thousands of clubs in the country. But now I think you got to have them now, because now the comedy clubs don't give a fuck, about funny. It's how many people follow you and how many of that translates to ticket sales. So
that was that's my next statement because funny don't matter no more. It matter about the likes and the comedy club thinking that you gonna turn them likes into asses in the seats. Sometimes it has happened, but the thing of it is when they come to see that person, and usually it's like I seem like they fucking the rule up and they fucking the comedy. What is the word? They messing up the comedy structure because a headliner, who the person you come to see, is supposed to be able to do 45 minutes to an hour,
Correct.
and they don't got number 15 minutes, and they, anybody that I know was an internet comedian, anybody I know was an internet comedian, I told them, they're like, man, what am I said, tell them you want to host the show. If you host the show, you got time to learn, you got time to watch at the same time. And then you just keep hosting till it's time for you to do your full file.
Yeah, because they're gonna be excited to see you. And then if you got real comedians on the show, they'll have a good time. But like you said, funny don't matter, but not until them niggas pay that money and see that person that they saw liked on the internet. Everybody liked everybody for free. I love you for free. Right. I mean, but nigga, I just paid $100 before I even sat down in this bitch. You better give me something. that's when the free matter. And then that's when the comedy clubs get complaints and motherfuckers be on, online talking about this and that, and then they gotta make a decision. But a lot of the internet comedians or whatever, they do take seasoned comedians out with them, so it does kind of help. You know what I mean? And they got their own fans too, so.
Yeah. I don't think they paying the seasoned comedians enough.
Nah, hell no.
I think that if the club gonna pay me that little bullshit money, you need to want to be the one breaking me off. Because guess what? I saved the day.
Yeah, listen. So I've been on the road with a couple of the internet comedians, and the thing about me was I was there for the beginning of them. That like they were coming to me for advice from the beginning. So when it's time, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna hit the road. I need you to do it." I'm like, "Well, here's my price. This is what I told you about before. Let's do it." But a lot of times people just be so excited to go, they'll just go and get the club rate and have to figure out where they're gonna stay and flying themselves out and shit like that. So yeah, that's always up to you though, as a comedian. To be fair, like you said, they're not paying enough. It's up to the comedian to negotiate what they're supposed to get to. Like I said, you just be excited to work too.
Yeah.
At the same time, sometimes you just need to get in front of some people, get your followers up. Sell some merchandise, get you some money on the front end, and work it like that. But as a comedian, you just want to work, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
My first show, I just took anything. My first doggone show, my first stage show.
You wasn't supposed to get nothing your first show. You weren't supposed to get nothing.
I'm saying my first show, I shouldn't have did that first show. I was at KOD. I shouldn't have been there.
All you were supposed to get was carried on the stage.
Yeah.
Carried on stage.
Shit, I might have not got paid my first 150 shows, maybe.
I remember the first time I got paid because somebody asked me, "You on the show?" Yeah. I said, "Yeah." "Oh man, I want to see you, man. I want to see." "Oh, okay." Hey, and it was a nigga in Chicago, snake ass nigga. He a comedian too. Uncle Rail. This nigga gonna say. I said, "Yeah, man. So how much am I getting paid for this show?" He said, "Oh man, you got to do a bunch of stuff before you get paid." I was like, "Nigga, they asking for me out there."
Yeah.
So I'm not finna go up if you ain't paying me. "Well, man, I ain't paying nobody that's new." "All right, bye." I went and got 5 rooms of my own, booked everybody but that nigga.
Damn. That's so important. That's all I tell these new comedians. Like, so you go up to cats or whatever, you be hosting and niggas be mad because they don't get up. I'm like, bro, you got this. First of all, it's happening to everybody, but second of all, you got to go get your own place, bro. Fuck that. Like you go to this Taco Tuesday every week at the same spot. You spending $40, $50 drinking and eating at that place. Tell them people, hey, look, how about I bring a few people here on Tuesday, use y'all stage, and we do open mic, split the whatever, the bar, whatever. Let's do it.
It's so easy for them to get a room. It's so easy to get, take some money out of that, get you some flyers, get on the internet, tell people that they don't understand it. One thing I found out about Atlanta, and I love Atlanta comics, they don't want to work. They don't want to hustle.
Especially not now, man, because they seen a couple of people that hit that quick lick and that's what they want.
Right.
So I come up seeing y'all grinding it out and hitting the stages and then moving on and then doing TV and then hitting the theaters and then all that shit. So that's where I come from. So that's why I'm like, oh, that's how you got to do it. But they're coming up seeing it. So you know what I mean? It's hard to blame when they don't know. And that may be the disconnect from my generation's of comedians. I don't know if we've passed down that work ethic and what it really takes to make it.
Well, you yourself,
Right.
and then like Carlos and Chico and them. I seen the crazy part was I seen DC Young Fly in LA at the Comedy Store one time, and I seen Red Grant. This is before I really met DC, and I said, "That's the old boy to be talking about bring your ass here." And I said, "He an internet comedian." DC say, I mean not DC. Red Grant say, "No, Baldhead, he doing the work. He out here. He's out here grinding." And then from that time, it was like a year later, we was all at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. You know why we be in the little rooms? We in there kicking in. I went and dismantled them because somebody was. I did my set. I was doing my set killing, but there was some chicks talking. So I fired them up. I come off stage. That nigga said, "Hey man, what are you doing, man?" He talking like that. And me and him got to being cool, and I was like, "Dude, I've been watching you, man. You gonna be something." And then he all of that with Chico and all that. I mean, Carlos already was doing stand up.
Yeah, that was perfect.
So I like that. And then like I see Ronnie, you and all y'all work ethic is different than a lot of these other people. It's like I guess I had to realize some got it and some don't.
And you know what I was gonna say too? A lot of, like I said, a lot of it come down to money or whatever with different people. But like, nigga, just like you, I really love this shit. It's like football to me. Like you gotta really love football because you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hit, you got to play out in the sun, you're gonna play in some bullshit, you got to travel. Yeah. But if you don't love football, you'll quit. Like I've seen niggas on the football field, didn't love it, got hit one time, walked their ass up that hill. Yep. If you love it, you'll break your leg and can't wait to get your ass back on that field. That's what I feel about comedy. Like if you love that shit, you'll do anything for it. You will. Yeah. But a lot of people don't love it, so they're not doing all the shit you're talking about. Like that's where your work ethic come from. Like I wouldn't work this hard for this shit if I ain't love it. Hell no.
I had to get into the mix of the work ethic of social media. Now it took me a minute to do that because that was a different thing. I mean, I know about computers and all, but I'm like, what? But when the motherfuckers start talking about that money, I'm like, you know what? That's supposed to be.
I tell you what, it made people say what they want, but it made me respect the hell out of the social media comedians because like coming up with something every single day, doing sketches, especially niggas that do stuff by themselves. They don't have like a group of other people. Like I got a big round of applause for that because that's tough every single day. Like I try it for a little while and I fucking like I can't do this shit every day. Like I'm
and you get. It ain't even. I don't even think it's the fact that we can't do it every day. Mm-hmm. When we used to coming up with material
and working on
a lot of comedians that got, I want to say, great minds, great thinking. A lot of times we come up with the material on stage.
Of course, yeah.
And then you gonna put in some things in your life of what's going on. But the way we do it and the way we work it, we got 5 different rooms in 5 different cities. I'm doing this one set and I'm adding something on.
Each time, yeah.
Each time. And then the next time I come around, I got a whole new set. And I might be like, damn, how did I say that? I should have taped that. It's a lot that go into stand-up. But then you thinking about how they doing it with the social media, you be like, shit, I'll be tired. I'll be like, man, you know what? I'm finna go eat some ice cream. Fuck this shit.
It's a lot, man. So I gotta salute him for that, bro.
Yeah.
Cause shoot, I used to sit here and watch you do videos on social media, and I'm like, what is Tyler gonna say today? like the stuff you come up with, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that was around, COVID made it so maybe get into that groove, but it was so crazy because as soon as a nigga could get back outside, it was like I was just outside so much I neglected that part. But I've seen people from COVID like really take advantage of that. Like Kev on stage and the homie Tahir and Tony Baker, like the boys out on the West Coast. I saw them really take that time, take advantage of it, and it, boost them up. So.
Shit, that time of that COVID, the reason I didn't do it because I had COVID. Shit, I was mad as I'm sick.
Yeah,
and then I'm looking at like I should have been laying up in that bed, not able to breathe, trying to do something.
Yeah, and niggas is nosy. They see you in the hospital, they gonna click.
Day 31, not breathing again.
Still here.
almost died last night. My oxygen slipped off me.
Saw my grandma in my dreams. Hey, real talk, my brother had that shit pretty bad, just like you did, and he was like, "Yeah, man." He said, I probably talked to him 2 or 3 days after this happened. He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I talked to grandma for about 3 nights straight in my dream." He was like, "I knew I was."
That shit. Yeah, that shit wasn't no dream. My grandmother, great grandmother, told me in a dream, "I prayed for you." She said, "I prayed for you, and it's enough left." When I woke up, I said, "Damn, this mama had a lot of spare prayers for me, cause shit, I was fucked up."
Yeah, man.
That's how I met Baldhead when he had COVID. I saw him on Instagram. I was like, what is wrong with him? And that's when I found out he had COVID. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, man.
Motherfucker told me you got more famous off of COVID than you did comedy.
Niggas are nosy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I said, and I Googled myself one day, and all this COVID shit came up. I'm like, what the fuck?
Niggas ain't shit, but they won't share your set, but they'll share a motherfucker hurting, bro.
I'm the first comedian to catch COVID, but don't nobody know it because later on, DL Hughley fell out, and they was like, "Oh, fuck him, DL fell out." I should have fell out.
And you know what's crazy? I forgot I don't know where he was at, but I was at the club the next weekend. I was like, hell no, y'all gonna kill DL in here. I said, I need new mics and everything in this bitch. No.
Hell yeah, I don't need to be in this shit, y'all bullshitting around. But yeah, man, it was an experience, but at the same time, I was seeing that crazy part was that's one of the things that was keeping my spirits in order was social media. Social, because I was looking at it and I was like, damn, I'm looking at all of this shit, and I'm going through what I'm going through, and it just made me think a lot about, Lord, you give me the chance, I get back on that stage. I wasn't thinking about getting on this, but I got back on that stage and it's over with.
All the nigga wanted, man. Get back on that stage.
Everybody had a COVID joke. I'm like, oh my God.
But you know what though? I would get mad because in Atlanta, a lot of niggas run their same set for 30 years, right? I would get mad after COVID. I'm talking about this is fresh off COVID. People just kind of getting back outside. They still doing separating people. And niggas will still go up there and tell the same jokes like the world didn't just stop. Like, hey, say something. Say something that happened to you. Be specific.
Right.
Say like that. That used to piss me off. To the point one time I was hosting the show and I was like, hey man, everybody that come over here got to say something that happened to you during this time. Because if you don't, I'm not trying to hear you talk about this pussy joke with the song.
You gotta give them some. I liked that too because direction was given, and it made them really have to work. But I'm a firm believer in if you done been in cats and then niggas done came out there fucking around and I'd be like, man, that wasn't shit. Get out of here. Go home. Don't you come back no more.
And you know what? And you know what? That may be something that we didn't pass down either. We don't do that. Y'all was
they sensitive as hell now.
Y'all was the last set. We were sensitive too, I think, but like y'all just didn't give a fuck, and it helped though. It helped because niggas from my era, my generation is like, shit, I'm finna go kill. It ain't about going up here now and just doing well. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'm coming to kill, and that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really was about. Cause like, even for the fact that fuck this crowd, I'm gonna let these comedians know who they fucking with.
Right.
They might not tell me I ain't shit, but I done seen them tell a nigga they wasn't shit. They ain't finna tell me I ain't shit. I done stood next to a nigga they told wasn't shit and I had to move because I ain't want the shit to get home.
I would come in the club and I'll be hearing mother like, oh man, this nigga I don't want him to see me because I might bomb. I don't
Man,
want
I
to
tell you,
see him.
I love this shit so much. Like when y'all niggas be talking about all the rooms they like niggas used to get booed at and all that. Man, I miss them rules so bad, bro. Was the 595s and was it ice box and shit like that.
Yeah.
Uptown back they used to boo niggas and shit tripping on Tuesdays. I miss that era, bro. That's the shit I like. The competitor in me, that's the shit I wanted to do. But when I started comedy, the boo rooms was kind of like moving out. It was more.
I would come down here and do like Uptown and then go do them little side rooms.
Yeah.
And they was booing motherfuckers in the rooms. I was laughing.
Man.
I was like, man, when I gotta move down here. I like how they do motherfuckers down here.
I miss that shit, bro. I swear.
Then I get out here, everybody done stop doing it. I'm like,
right. They don't do that shit no more. It'll be like one room left, or the room they wouldn't boo niggas. They just wouldn't pay attention to motherfuckers, and they'd be doing other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. It was like that in Chicago, but in Chicago, I'm really like the last. They call me, oh, you an old grumpy man. No, I'm not. Y'all not funny, man. That's really what it ain't nobody telling y'all not funny. So I'll come in the room in Chicago. Sometimes I come in there and have to hide, and then I get in there, niggas see me, be like, they see me and start doing bad.
So you were just doing good.
You was just doing good, man. But the worst thing was when they would think they would kill, and they'd be like, man, you see that? What? Did you see them people? Did you see them people writing their grocery list when you was up there? Is you for real? Did I see what?
That's the shit. That's the shit I love. That, that's you come up playing sports.
It make you stronger. It make you stronger.
Nigga, you can't hoop. Nigga gonna tell you, bro, you ain't shit. You can't hoop. Nigga, get the fuck off the court.
But see, it was a different time because a lot of us, and this so tripped me out, a lot of us who were like getting told from my best friend Marlon, he the reason I started doing, because Marlon Mitchell.
Yeah.
Bernie roasted him one time for bombing. If you got Bernie Mac, it goes on to be a legend.
Right.
Was a legend already in your city. Going to be a legend everywhere else. Tell you ain't shit. You either gonna get it or you ain't. And Marlon got it. So the era that we was in, I bombed one time for the last time in front of a plethora of hitters from Chicago. I got Kenny Howe, Tony Schofield, Leon Rogers, George Wilburn, D. Ray. It was the Bad Boys audition.
Okay.
I had been hitting them out. You know how you could be hitting them out the park all month.
Yeah.
I did that one show.
Damn, it came on the audition.
Nigga, I got a joke out of it, but I bombed.
Gotcha.
I said, you ain't shit until you realize you made the audience turn into mannequins. I don't give a fuck how hard you try. You ain't gonna make no mannequins laugh.
Yeah.
So when I get off stage, I'm trying to get on up out the club. my best friend, baby, come on over here. We got to talk to you about that. I done sat down, Dion home. I mean, when I tell you everybody was home for that Bad Boy, I sat in the chair and all the niggas stood in front of me. And I took it as, even when they roasted me and they tore me down, I took it as that's love because they knew I could do better. Because the main thing, they was like, what the fuck was that?
That's the main part. If I know you can't do better, I'm not gonna waste my breath. That just
George, Kenny Howe's one of my brothers from my neighborhood, one of my main mentors, man. That nigga said,
stop the ropes, climb the pole. Yeah,
that nigga looked at me and told me, don't you tell nobody you know me. And walked off. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. And it made me say one thing. I'm never bombing in front of them niggas again. So it's so many of them, you don't know. And then the craziest part about comedy, what people don't understand, you could kill 20 rooms. When you bomb that one time, that shit skyrockets all over the world. Niggas will call niggas in St. Louis. Boy,
Yeah.
you heard what Baldhead did?
Won't nobody call it. Won't nobody call and say you killed some shit, but they gonna call
No.
you fucked up.
They call say
Just
you
tell me
bomb.
you
Oh,
ate it.
he's a bombardier.
So serious. I mean, if I ever do a show and Baldhead show up, please don't tell me. Just don't tell me.
No, you my friend. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure you see me. Then I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave. Not gonna talk to you. You gonna call me? I'm not gonna answer. For you got a week. You got a week. And then when you answer, when I answer, I'm like, you good? You all right now? You straight?
I'm gonna cuss you out. Why you do that to me?
Hey, don't cuss me out.
They
Because
Yeah, I can't
crowd.
borrow it from the ball.
the worst thing is for me to be up on stage, for you to be up on stage, and then somebody be like, ain't that your girl?
Oh, I can't.
Like, no, I don't really know her. I don't know that person.
See, yeah, he do me. See, I ain't some Baldhead. Baldhead love me. He ain't gonna man. Baldhead would do that to me though, for real.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna do that to you.
But that's reason I'm glad I got Baldhead in my corner. Cause if I got a joke and I can't get that joke wrote just like how I want it, he'll hear me out and be like, do it like this or write it like that. And I'm like, thank God. Cause some of my jokes, I was like, ugh.
Is you hosting any rooms around town now?
I'm
um,
hosting at the
I'm
one
talking
in
about Tyler.
Alabama.
I'm talking about the
Oh,
guest.
no,
I'm talking about the guest.
my bad.
she was in her zone.
Yeah, it sounds on.
Um, every once in a while I'll go and do, Maurice room. So that's cats that still like to go there and work on my new stuff. I just did. I didn't host, but I just headlined his new spot. He got a new joint on Saturday, by where the compound was, like off to 10th Street.
I gotta go check it out. Because I just got back in town.
Yeah, it's pretty dope too. Yeah, he did two shows that first time he did it on that Saturday. Try to make
Oh,
it
okay.
a club situation. I'm not sure if he's still doing two, but I know he's still doing Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go check him out.
And I just pull up on niggas, you know what I'm saying? If the homies is hosting, shows, I go and I still go fuck with K-Dub at Trap City. That's still another spot that's tough to do. It's kind of good place to sharpen your sword.
Last time I did Trap City, I did it with Dirty South.
Oh yeah.
And the next day she was gone.
Oh damn.
Fucked me up.
Damn.
Cause I that and a lot of people don't understand that she was. It's like like a few. She was a staple, and she was a legend. And just seeing her, even her crazy antics, was so bad. Hey, darling, what you doing, darling?
Yeah.
Man, shut up, dirty. That's what I want to hear. I want to cuss you out like I know you're gonna cuss me out. I'm like, I'll cut you out.
Yeah. But again, somebody that loved comedy would do anything to get to ride or get herself to a comedy show and do anything to get on that stage, no matter how many people don't went up, like just the love of that shit for real. That's what I'm saying. You would see that, bro. All the people that I seen coming up in this comedy game in Atlanta, that's what I saw. No matter what they was going through, what their conditions was. Tyler Craig, my favorite. I would see that nigga going through so much shit, but he still would be at the spot, still be at the spots. Like, still.
That's the craziest thing, because I talked to him the night before he passed. I thought, Jackie, his wife, Jackie told me I was the last person to talk to him. He cursed me out. He ain't really cursed like that. He's like, man, you been up there all this time, man. We ain't winning 8. We ain't winning did nothing with it. And then I'm like, man, you know what? I'm in Chicago. I'm finna go to Chicago tonight. And I'll be back on the weekend and I'm gonna hit you. And we was talking about the like, people don't know the trials and tribulations comedians go through with all the child support situations he was going through.
Yeah.
He was just telling me that he couldn't really promote.
You can't.
Because the child support was coming at him. Yeah. And so I woke up the next morning and I see a picture of him. And most of the crazy part about us is most of our pictures is our headshots.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, this nigga got a show. He just told me. And I kind of read it a little bit. And I said, man, let me call him. I called his phone. Jackie picked up the phone. She said, you're the last person he talked to. I just broke down crying like, what?
Yeah, bro. He had did Uptown the weekend before. Something was pulling me to go and see him on. I went to the Sunday show and sat down and talked to him. I hadn't seen him in a long time, and he passed that week after that. After he did Uptown.
That's one of the craziest things about Tyler. If you knew him and you had love for him, you sat down and you talked to him, and he'll talk to you. And you gonna learn something from this nigga on accident.
Man, listen, bro. Speaking of, like, I was starting to do rooms. I had this spot called. I ended up doing the same thing I was talking about. Met some hustler niggas. I used to sell weed too, and some hustler niggas. They was like, "You do comedy too?" I was like, "Hell yeah, nigga." They was like, "Man, we got this little spot." They was running some money through that motherfucker. I was like, "Shit, I'll come up that bitch on Friday, turn it out."
Right.
And man, Tyler was one of my favorites, and I ain't even really know him. He didn't really know me. Somebody put us together. He seen me on stage one time though, so that was a good thing. And I asked him, would he do it? He was like, hell yeah, I'll do this show. So he did. He headlined the first time on one of my first spots that I got on my own and started doing, man. Yep. Rest in peace, bro.
Man, rest in peace to the big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Then the shit with Marcus Combs. I knew Marcus Combs in
man.
Chicago before we was both doing comedy.
Right.
I used to gangbang with some of his family, and when they hit me so hard. I was in LA and had just talked to him a week before about coming back doing some skits. He came to my house warming and everything. He was my man. Yeah. And so it was a different thing. I posted because the date of his passing was day before yesterday. And I posted the video of the last road trip going to the last show that me and him did together. But the crazy part was I had 4 or 5 shows, all of them that was lined up. It was supposed to be me and him and other people.
Damn.
So they were still promoting.
Right.
One of the promoters was like, man, I don't want to be bogus and keep promoting. I said, man, just promote it, man. Promote that he gonna be there. It didn't got out that he passed. Mm-hmm. And then when people come, we're gonna let them know that he passed if they don't know. But you still got to do it. And it was crazy. It was hard, but it was like, nigga. And I knew that nigga would have been like, man, you better go get that money.
Hell yeah.
Go do that show.
Hell yeah. Yep. Yeah, man.
That man's spirit would hit you in the back of your head if you had to get that show.
Yeah, it was a lot of people had passed in the road.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. But
yeah,
I
but
want to ask y'all a question. Do you think comedy can be taught? Why or why not?
Can be taught? I think that it can be taught only after you've tried it. I think for the people that go into these classes and stuff saying, I want to learn how to do comedy, that ain't the way to do it. I don't even think you can hear what I'm trying to tell you or teach you until you go up there and feel that situation. So like you said, you have a joke and you want to tell it and you go to Baldhead after you went on stage and told it. Now when Baldhead tells you, it resonates differently. So I think, comedy can be taught. It has to be taught. Everybody has mentors. You've watched people do comedy from your favorites and all that, or then when you go to different clubs and stuff, you just watch and learn and ask the OGs and shit like that. So yeah, it can be taught, but I don't think it can be taught like how you do in school where you sit down and don't really apply the test till after. So comedy, you gotta take the test first and then you get the lesson.
I say it's like a game. Either you got that gangster shit in you or you don't. Mm-hmm. But what another way to get in is improv. If you get taught in the improv classes, you get taught how to write, then you go and watch comedy. But it's the hardest part about watching comedy. You've been and took somebody else's mannerisms and somebody else's way of how they telling jokes. And then you gonna fuck around and get alienated. So you got to find yourself. When you find yourself on that stage, can't nobody tell you nothing about nothing.
Yeah.
And then you just improve you. You improve you. It's a battle, but I don't really think nobody can teach it because I can't write I can't write a joke or punch a joke up unless I see you do it.
Right.
I see you. If I want me to punch a joke up, let me see it, or I can picture it in my mind how I would say it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll be like, okay, this, that, but then I don't want you to say it the way I'm gonna say it. You got to say it for you.
Yep.
That's true. Because I've even showed, I've even had you help me with some jokes I've actually told on stage. And you rewrote the whole thing, and I went back and I told it. They was like, now that sounds a whole lot better. Who had help with you? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hell yeah, no, tell them, but tell them they got to pay me. They got to pay me.
It's a job.
Hell
Now,
yeah,
but that's how it always went though. You know, that's how I was taught. You know, when you get you some. That's what I always tell younger comedians too. Get you some comedy homies, like two or three. Don't be trying to look to the niggas that's already above you and doing shit all the time. You know, that's cool, but get some people that's around you that you can go back and forth and got the same dreams as you, shit like that, and that's good at the shit. But yeah, I want to go back to what you're saying. It is in you, but I have seen niggas get funny from their work ethic though. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably seen the two niggas that don't be funny the first couple times you see them,
right.
And after a while you keep seeing, oh, okay, they're getting better. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't naturally funny. They just keep writing. So that can happen.
I told this one nigga in Chicago, I can't think of the nigga name. I seen him, it's garbage. Been living down here, came back one time, seen him, he killed it. And he walked, I said, man, you done got funny, man. I see you out there. He gonna tell me, oh, now you gonna talk to me. I said, yeah, you wasn't shit then. Why would I talk to you? I said, now I gotta see you 3 more times to see if you're real.
Right. We ain't talking about damn, what's his name? Mark? Not Mark. Is it Mark?
Mark who?
Damn, I might be saying his name wrong. I can see his face real short with glasses. He always been funny to me though, really. He from Chicago and he came down here. God damn.
Man, Mark. You ain't talking about you know, we used to call him Little Cute. He opened up for Dion.
I think so, but he came down to Atlanta for a little while.
Yeah. No, he always been funny.
Oh, okay.
I know who you talking about. Damn, why the fuck I can't? Mark Henderson.
Yeah.
Mark Henderson. Let me tell you something about him. He has always been a major problem with roasting. He was one of the coldest roasters in Chicago.
I can see that.
But the thing was, his comedy always been clean. Mm-hmm. So when you known as a clean comic, a lot of other comics that be cursing don't pay you attention. They think you ain't. But he always been funny. But what it is he'll go to the open mics and work on the joke. See, we be on open mics, so we gonna put our killer jokes with the joke we working on.
Right. He just working on everything.
He working on everything. So if it's all garbage that night, you be like, oh man, he ain't shit. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I knew he was. That's why, like, sometimes when he was down here, I would see him work on a whole bunch of new shit, and it wouldn't go. I would be the only motherfucker laughing because I'm laughing at him. I know, nigga, I know what you do, but that wasn't shit. He said, man, he came on stage. He came on stage one day and sing. He said, man, I knew that was your ass laughing. I was like, why is Baldhead down here doing this shit?
That's my guy. That nigga's so funny to me, bro.
Oh yeah, he a good dude, man. That's my man. He I always be calling my oldest boy. He's so damn little. Yeah, but that nigga funny as hell. I had a room that was a jungle. Mm-hmm. He was doing shit and they wasn't going. Mm-hmm. Man, one dude tried to heckle him. Mm. He shot the whole crowd down. I got on stage. I said, yeah. Y'all see, y'all woke up a little demon in him, huh?
Yeah, okay.
You don't do that no more. And they start clapping and shit. I'm like, yeah, you gotta. Some of them. It depends on what room you in, where you at. If it's some hood niggas in there, some.
Yeah, so I think that may be kind of the issue with the Atlanta comedy scene, in my opinion, is you don't have a lot of those places where you can work on shit and try and fail like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was in New York or LA, it's places that give you a chance and you just keep on working on the shit. And you know what I'm saying? They'll wait for it to get better. Down here, it's like, you got to kill, or you may not be able to work on it again because the nigga might not put you up the next time. you come. So it's a tough balance.
I hate going out of town working on new shit.
Yeah.
Cause it's like I want to work on this shit at home, get it right at home, then take this shit. Cause
yeah,
I can't tell them I'm working on something. Cause if anything, I'm the one that's the last one going up or next to the last, and they be like, okay, we want to see what you got.
Like
Yeah, cause this guy they bring up, oh, this guy right here, he ain't from here. He from Sunset. So now they really
and they done paid, like I said.
Right.
Right. They're thinking that they're crazy.
Yep.
Man, so I already know how Baldhead feel about joke thieves. Tyler, how you feel about joke thieves?
That's a good question. I don't think about them enough to feel for them. But I just look at it as in any arena, you're gonna have people that have a true talent and a work ethic, like we talked about, and people that don't. And the ones that are at the bottom still want to make it. So the only way they can do that, they feel, is to take what successful ideas, jokes, business moves, posts, whatever it is, they try to take it. And you just gotta look at it. You gotta look at it like that. If somebody stealing your joke, two things for me. Number one, they're just not talented enough to come up with their own shit. So you gotta just know that. Don't even blame them. But number two, you have to come up with jokes that are more true to yourself. Because the truer the joke is to yourself, the harder it's gonna be to steal.
That's why I try my best to talk about me and shit I've been through.
Yeah.
I looked at it one day. I was born in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I got a lot of shit to talk about.
So so I think that can, if your jokes are being taken a lot, that can be a sign, obviously, that you're good at it, but it could be a sign that you aren't digging deep enough into what you need to.
Yeah. I told Grady one time, I don't know how I ended up telling Grady this, but I said, if somebody else steal one of my jokes, I'm gonna let them borrow my wheelchair and make them tell their jokes. You don't steal my shit. You got to borrow my wheelchair and do it.
That's what I'm saying.
I did.
You can have so many specific jokes to that won't nobody be able to steal except for another nigga in a wheelchair. Then that's a whole different.
Right.
And Grace said, good.
But if a nigga in a wheelchair steal your jokes, you're gonna definitely see him because they gotta sit in front. You ain't gonna miss it, nigga.
Man, that's funny.
Put him in the back, you ain't gonna be able to see.
Right. What do you what
y'all seen this plantation that got burned down? What y'all think about this plantation?
Shit, go burn the rest. I was finna say something that might have got us canceled, but I would like to see some more of that.
So here's my thing. Do you think right now, if there was Jewish concentration camps on American soil, that any of them will be standing right now? No. There's still thousands of plantation homes. That was just the biggest one.
It's a lot of streets that's called plantation. Why the fuck is that?
That's what it's a deeper story about all this shit. But we have the monetary power because we buy the wrong shit, but we don't have enough. So say for instance, gay people have controlling power. They all move as one. So if they say we're not going to do something, they don't do it, and it affects somebody's bottom line. But as Black people, we all move as our own one. You know what I'm saying? As an individual one. So everybody knows that. So they're like, oh yeah, we can take advantage of them because they're not together.
They ain't gonna. They feel and know that we not together. We ain't gonna be together. I just saw. Speaking on that, I just saw a pastor. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. He was saying Black people need to stop blaming white cops for shooting Black kids. I'm like, who the hell else we gonna blame?
Thank you.
Is it some shit going on that we ain't seeing? Well, he a Black pastor. And he like really Tell them they respect authority. Tell them they should do this and that. I
Maybe
said,
go
see,
ahead.
it's a lot of people I know this, Todd. It's a lot of people that ain't never got the shit slapped out of them before.
Hey, look though.
Because that's a reset.
Also, like my mama used to mess with this nigga that was like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was a beyond the street nigga type thing. I'll just say that, right? And knew a lot about the government and how they operate. Bro,
Right.
When I hear shit like that, first thing I think is, oh, that nigga got caught with some hoes. And the government is like, y'all, you need to go back out there. He got caught with some real prostitutes. They got him on tape. And they was like, the only way we ain't finna send your ass up the river is if you go back there and tell them niggas to stop blaming us for shooting.
Yeah.
He done got caught up in some shit. Because that don't even make sense for a pastor that's supposed to be preaching about thou shalt not kill in the first place. In the first place, gonna tell me who to blame and what that the blame ain't about. That ain't even a part of this whole situation. It ain't about blame. We need to talk about the actual murder that is the actual sin that we should be talking about. But I got caught up with these hoes. I don't want to go to jail. I'm married. They got me on tape. Y'all niggas gotta stop blaming the police.
Yeah, y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. Y'all know them some good white people. Y'all know them some good white people.
That's the first thing I think about here. Anytime I see a nigga speaking with white people, I be like, oh, that nigga, he trying to stay out of jail.
They got something on his ass. Yeah.
Because a lot of shit niggas be saying don't make no sense except for they trying to save their life.
Yeah.
Only reason I can think a nigga say some shit like that is he got his own life to save, and I ain't mad at him, bro. Save your life, nigga.
I don't even drink no more. After I watched it, I needed me a drink after that. I said, what the hell?
Hold on, you got the laughs and libations. You don't drink no more?
I don't drink no more.
I don't know why she still call it laughs and libations and she don't drink no more. I never drink. This is a false advertisement show.
No, it's not. Baldhead.
I don't drink no more. I never was a drinker. I will drink something.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out what I got to do tomorrow. I think I got to do something tomorrow. But I stopped taking edibles because I started liking them motherfuckers. I was taking them because I had insomnia. But then I started liking them motherfuckers. I said, you know what? This shit gonna make me be a hype. Let me cut that shit off.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. Edible tough to get addicted to because it will still make you fall asleep even the more you use them too.
No, I got insomnia. I learned one day because I didn't have none, and I learned 1 week. I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay up till I can't stay up. Right. So like when I have insomnia, I might be up all night, and then I go take a nap or get the doze on. I said, I'm finna fight that for 2 days. Then I start going to sleep, and then I start making myself go to sleep at the right time. But insomnia was, I called it insomnia when I was in the penitentiary. My brother said you was trying to stay up so when nobody invade your booty. And I said, no, nigga, I was somewhere I didn't want to be because they was in here taking booties, and I ain't want mine taken, so I just stayed up.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need to be in a forced relationship with no motherfucker.
That's all the homies I say they went to the bed. They like you sleep in the daytime, stay up all night.
Right. And I figured, and I did something recently, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me leave these motherfuckers alone at least for a while. But I drink some wine here and there. I've never been a hard drinker. I've never been that type of
I need maybe some wine or something just to get maybe, sponsorship opportunities. If you got the libations in there, might be a liquor or a wine company want to get down with it.
Well, the thing with Shaquena, the reason she stopped drinking was she kept trying to get out of her chair and it wouldn't work. She kept trying to walk. I'm finna go. We gonna get what the fuck? Where's you going, motherfucker?
Nigga drinking and riding.
Drinking and running, motherfucker.
Can't stand you. Ignorant.
But Shaquena needed to take a break because one day we was on Laugh and Libation, man. When I tell you that motherfucker said something and turned that bottle up, I said, is you all right over there? Is something going on? She's like, oh, I didn't know y'all was watching. Mother, what? You was right in front of the camera.
Well, maybe we needed to quit then.
Turned that motherfucker up. Like,
we was live, I promise you I forgot. I was like, no.
Yeah, you alcoholic then. You forgot you was on camera while you was on camera.
I forgot. Oh.
It's only 2 levels. It's a motherfucker. Well, 3. The motherfucker that drink, the alcoholic, then the drunk.
I was drunk.
She turned that motherfucker up that day. I said, "Ooh, Lord, we need to see somebody about this shit."
And I did. I don't drink no more.
Amen.
Every now and then.
Well, man, I'm glad you came on here with us, man.
I
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
man.
Tyler Chronicles. Then let me ask you too: has anybody ever mistaken your name with your name for Tyler Craig? Was you Tyler Craig? That got to be a young motherfucker that don't know though.
Yeah. When I first started, so when I met him first time, I was kind of nervous. Like I said, he's one of my favorites. And I used to watch all his sets, whatever I could get my hands on. And that nigga like, so they say you the other Tyler, huh? Nigga walked around me and shit. And one time, damn, I can't remember. Ooh, I used to remember this shit. But anyway, one time somebody called me. It was like, Tyler, man, how much you charge to come to somewhere in Illinois or some shit? I was like, man, I don't even know really. And I had just started comedy. I was like, well, I don't really have no rate just yet, but whatever you got. He's like, you got no rate? All the time you been doing comedy? I was like, shit, I probably been doing like 2 years. He said, man, who is this? I said, Tyler Chronicles. I'm looking for Tyler Craig, man.
How did you come up with that name? Because I just thought about long as I've been knowing you, I don't know why is it Tyler Chronicles?
You know what's crazy? It was it's a very short story. When Twitter first came out, they used to say, we're going to put your thoughts in chronological order. And I was like, this is the Chronicles of Tyler. So it just became my Twitter name.
Okay.
In comedy, once the social media started getting popping, they'll start just saying your social media name to bring you on stage. So then
right.
Kind of broke it up into 2 names, so it kind of stuff.
Yeah, because my social media name used to be Baldhead Hustle Phillips.
And niggas would say that.
They used to say that shit all the time. I used to be like, I was like, what the fuck? Because I used to really be doing the other hustle, and then my cousin was like, well, nigga, if you don't like it, just put comedian Baldhead. But then now I'm just finna do Baldhead Phillips because a lot of my stuff that I've done, they know Baldhead. And I just said, put my last name on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool. I never knew. I was like, why they just think all these guys have Tyler Chronicles? I never knew that. I know that ain't that nigga last name.
Nah, just Twitter, man.
Yeah, that's cool because Twitter was popping. But I'm trying to figure out, is Twitter really, well, I can't say is Twitter really popping crazy, but I think Twitter had went to more of a political spin to go crazy than it used to be.
Right.
Yeah, the first nigga I think ended up selling it to the second nigga, and it started a little bit going. And the second nigga then sold it to Elon Musk, and now it's all the way gone. So,
yeah, because I used to, the most popular nigga I knew on there at one time was Duval. Yeah, Duval. Lil Duval. I said, this nigga got 1 million followers off of text messaging.
Right. Listen, a lot of people came up off just Twitter. It was Duval. Wiz Khalifa had a huge following. He would just post like, I'm gonna have a concert and whatever, and that shit would sell out on Twitter, just off Twitter. And then Joe Budden had a big ass Twitter following, and that's how he started the podcast and all that shit. So a lot of people came up. But Threads, I think, is the thing now because Threads shows your shit to more people no matter what. Twitter.
Yeah. I looked up, I had 14K on there. I'm like, how
yeah, you post on there more, man. I'm telling you, you get a lot more activity.
Right. I believe I started looking and seeing how many people was hitting my shit and liking it. And I was like, okay.
And it be real, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just bots and shit. So
right. Well, you got any more questions? Because we're at the hour mark, love.
Okay, wait, I got one more question for you, Tyler. This is the libation question. You tell us a story about a time you have been high before a show or after a show.
All right, Dallas, Texas. My man, shout out to my dog Josh Howard, man. When I first started doing comedy, he's an NBA player, but I knew him from hooping and shit. and he would do like his weekend. He'll call it Josh Howard All-Star Weekend. He'll have a softball game or basketball game, you know, give back to the homeless, and then have a comedy show. That nigga will hire me for the comedy show, and I'll be on there with some real big names. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time I met Red Grant. Joe Torre was on there. I even met. Did you know Christopher Reeve was doing comedy, Baldhead?
Superman?
No. I might. That's Christopher Reeves, ain't it?
Yeah, I know.
Christopher Reeve is Kid from Kid and Play.
Oh yeah. I know he was doing comedy. I don't think he was shit though, but I know.
No, he wasn't. So, but that's how I met him, through Josh doing these shows. So I did a show, and like I said, I'm just shouting him out just for putting me on the show with these motherfuckers.
Right.
You know, so we did the show, you know, and then had the after party. Now, mind you, I did great at the show. There, I'm smoking with my homegirl I met. It's Josh's sister. We smoking, and this is back when they had like shit called popcorn mid. So it was a little bit higher grade than mid. It tastes a little better, got you a little higher. So we smoking that. It's another nigga, man, in there. And, you know, everybody in our section is either his family or we know him. So it's a big ass nigga. He got 4 braids going to the back. And he rolled a blunt that looked like the blunts they used to have on cartoons, like on Inspector Gadget, when the nigga was petting the cat and had that big blunt was. So he tapped me, you know what I'm saying? He was like, good shit. And I appreciate it, man. He passed me the blunt, so I go to smoking it. Man, I swear to God, bro, nobody believed me. I hit that blunt 3 times. And the 3rd time I said, uh-oh, out loud. I just said, uh-oh, out loud. And I go to pass the blunt back to this nigga, and he is gone. Nowhere to be found. We in a small section. It's a packed club. And this is a big nigga. I'm talking 300 pounds worth of big nigga. And he moved past everybody without nobody else moving. So
nigga, that was a ghost. You got high with a ghost, nigga.
I put the blunt down. And listen, bro, I sit down. Oh shit, okay. And I don't drink, but it was feeling like somebody put something in my drink. However that feeling might feel, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm like, damn, I don't even drink. Somebody might put something in the water. Fuck it. I start going up to people right in the section. I'm like, hey man, I'm about to die. I would say that to everybody, right? But mind you, everybody in the section just saw me go on stage and be funny and kill, so they think I'm joking.
Yeah. Think you joking, yeah.
Everybody, until I get to Josh. And I said, bro, I'm seriously, I was smoking with somebody, bro, and I really feel like I'm about to die. And he said, my man, it was a nigga named Fresh. He's like, Fresh, take this nigga outside. So Fresh take me downstairs. We sitting down for a second. He said, sit down. I'm sitting by security. He was like, I'm finna go, I don't know what he said. He said he finna go get something. I said, all right, cool. I think it should be straight out here because I got a little wind. Something all of a sudden told me, run. This is pretty much. Some said run. Nigga, I got up, took off down the street. I heard, yo! Yo! It was Fresh. He said, what the fuck you doing? I said, nigga, you said run. He said, nigga, I wasn't nowhere near you. Bro, I was so fucked up. My flight was at like 7 in the morning to come back. I was so fucked up. Before I went to sleep, I text my mama, I love you so much and thank you. And thank you for everything.
No.
I was so fucked up. I text, I love you so much and thanks for everything. But I woke up feeling amazing though. Like it was
nigga. That is hilarious. That's hilarious.
Damn, Tyler.
Shout out my nigga Josh, man.
Josh and the ghost, nigga, the ghost. Hey, nigga, that was the ghost of Christmas past. Gave you.
Thank you.
Every time I see him, they swear to God they still don't know who he is. Because like I said again, there was nobody in that section but family and friends that don't nobody remember this nigga, know who he was and none of that. And the nigga was so big you have to remember. It's like Ronnie Jordan with braids in the section and you don't remember him. That big. Yep.
Well, I'm glad you had that experience to share with us. Cause nigga, if she don't make that a clip, nigga, that's funny as hell, nigga. That's funny as hell, nigga.
That's my life.
But I'm glad you came on here. Let them know where they can find you and let them know where that they can find you, come see you at. What you got coming up?
Yes, indeed. So Tyler Chronicles on everything, tylerchronicles.com. You can catch my whole entire calendar. If you are watching right now and you are in Oakland or Pleasanton, I'll be at Tommy T's this weekend. And then the weekend after that, I'll be in Tampa again at the Improv. So tap in,
All right.
let's tap in.
All right. And if y'all can't spell Chronicles, don't follow them.
Don't follow me, baby.
You gonna
Yes,
mess up.
sir.
What
Appreciate
you got going on, Shaquena?
Well, I got my open mic coming up this Wednesday. I got Last
Yeah.
Libations again in June. But June, I'm working on some new merch as always. So that's what I got going on so far. And trying to start a GoFundMe one of these days so I can get some stuff paid for. I'm trying to get my LLC.
Well, me, myself, I have these beautiful mugs left. I
Hey,
have only 4 of them left. You can DM me on my any one of my social media platforms. I'll send it right to you. And ain't nobody else got these mugs. Ain't none of them gonna be made. They limited edition.
Right.
Also, please support, share my social media. My OG Talk, I'm finna blow that up. And OG Talk is basically me, an old ex-gang member, street cat from Chicago, trying to tell the young brothers, the YNs, the young sisters, how not to do it and to stray away from it. Or if you do, how to mentally get your mind in order. So y'all follow me on social media. Comedian Baldhead Phillips on everything. Hey, and after that, Laughing Libations, and go subscribe to my YouTube, Baldheads Podcast. It's gonna be cracking back up again. You know what I'm saying? When we go out on here, that's gonna open up on there. So 11th season coming up.
yeah.
Damn it. All right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Make sure y'all follow me on my Instagram. 3939. Y'all should already know how to spell my name. But Tyler, we gonna make sure we bring you back. Cause boy,
Oh,
you
hell
tell
yeah.
that story.
I got
So
y'all.
much.
I got y'all.
All right, boy. Much love, boy, always.
Yes, indeed. Peace out, y'all.
All
All
right,
right.
y'all.